It all started on a quiet Tuesday afternoon. I was in the middle of preparing dinner, trying to juggle everything the day had thrown at me. My name is Linda, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the one in my family who kept things together. Between raising my daughter, managing my job as a nurse, and keeping up with life's endless surprises, I often felt stretched thin. That day was no different, except something happened that I will never forget. My sister's son, Ethan, had come to stay with me for a couple of weeks. He was only 21, just finishing college, and he had always been one of the kindest young men I knew. He grew up with a sense of patience, kindness, and empathy that felt rare for someone his age. He'd always been the one to lend a hand, whether it was helping his mom with groceries or playing with the younger kids at family gatherings. I thought having him stay over would just be a pleasant way to catch up, but what unfolded in the days to come showed me a side of him I had never seen before. That Tuesday, everything seemed to hit me at once. My shift at the hospital had been overwhelming. I'd stayed late, dealing with emergencies and paperwork, and by the time I got home, I felt drained. On top of that, my daughter Mia had a big school project due, and the house looked like a storm had passed through. By the time I stood in the kitchen, staring at the pot of soup simmering on the stove, I just broke down. The tears came out of nowhere, and I found myself leaning against the counter, exhausted and feeling like I couldn't do it anymore. Ethan walked in at that exact moment. He froze for a second, then quickly stepped closer. "Aunt Linda? Are you okay?" His voice was soft but filled with genuine concern. I wiped at my eyes quickly, embarrassed. "Oh, I'm fine, sweetheart. Just tired, that's all."
But he didn't buy it.
He grabbed a chair, sat down right across from me, and said, "You don't look fine. Tell me what's going on." Something about his calmness made me feel safe enough to admit the truth. I told him how tired I was, how sometimes it felt like I was carrying the weight of the world alone, and how I wished someone could just step in for a while and give me a break. He didn't say much at first, but when I finally looked up, his eyes were steady and filled with something that melted my heart: empathy. He stood up, gently took the ladle from my hand, and said, "Then let me help you, Aunt Linda. You've done enough for everyone else. It's time someone did something for you." That moment might have seemed small, but for me, it was everything. Ethan rolled up his sleeves and took over in the kitchen, finishing the soup while insisting I sit down. At first, I resisted. It felt strange letting someone else take over, but he was so determined I eventually gave in. I sat at the kitchen table, watching him cook, and I felt something shift inside me. For once, I wasn't the one holding everything together. That night, after we had dinner together with Mia, I felt lighter than I had in weeks. Ethan even stayed up late helping Mia glue pieces of her project together, laughing with her and making her feel like she had a big brother she could depend on. I remember standing in the doorway, watching them, my chest swelling with gratitude. Over the next few days, Ethan continued stepping in without me asking. He'd take Mia to the park so I could rest, fold the laundry while I was at work, and even fix little things around the house I had been putting off. But what touched me the most wasn't just the help. It was how he did it all with such kindness, never once making me feel guilty or like a burden. One Friday evening, I came home after a long shift to find the living room spotless, candles lit, and dinner on the table. Ethan looked up with a grin. "Surprise. You work so hard, Aunt Linda. Tonight, you don't have to lift a finger." I nearly cried again, but this time, it wasn't from exhaustion, it was from feeling cared for. I sat down, and the three of us shared dinner like a little family. We laughed, told stories, and for the first time in a long time, I felt at peace. Later that night, after Mia went to bed, I thanked Ethan. "You don't know how much this means to me," I said quietly. "You've been such a blessing during these weeks." He shrugged modestly. "You've always been there for me, Aunt Linda. This is just my way of giving back." That simple statement stuck with me. It reminded me that the love we pour into people doesn't just disappear. It grows and comes back to us in ways we can't always predict. When Ethan's stay finally came to an end, the house felt emptier without him. Mia missed him terribly, and so did I. But I also felt changed. I had learned something important, that it was okay to lean on others sometimes, that asking for help didn't make me weak, and that kindness, even in its simplest forms, could transform the heaviest of days. To this day, I still remember Ethan's smile when he said, "You've done enough for everyone else. It's time someone did something for you." Those words and his actions gave me the strength to keep going. And they reminded me that sometimes the help we need comes from the people we least expect, but exactly when we need it most. Because of him, I carry a new strength within me. And I know that whenever I feel overwhelmed again, I'll remember Ethan's kindness, that one summer when my nephew stepped in and showed me the kind of love and support that changes everything.